So I'm going to go back to the whole terminology of independence, but know when I talk, because it's more common. And even though I went through this whole spiel of true independence and such, I want you to, when I talk about independence, I want you to really understand that I'm talking about it in a way of self-determination and self-efficacy. But independence is what we use as our language of independence, but know what I mean when I'm talking about independence from here on. So where do we start? So we begin with the end in mind. I think it's as a family that you have to really decide what that goal is, where you want to be. And that's different for every family. It's not a matter of that independence is this one thing. It looks very different depending on the family that you're in. You may be in a culture where you have multiple families living in a house. So there's never an idea that your child is going to be living on their own. And that's okay. That's part of who you are as a family. You have different values, you have different cultures, have different priorities. So I think it's really important to at some level sit down as a family and decide, what does independence mean for us? What do we see? What's our vision for the future? I like this quote that that independence is a freedom to experience everyday living. Well, so what is that going to look like for our child? How are they going to experience everyday living? How are they going to be independent? How do we define it for us as a family? I have another family that I work with that the independence for him comes with his job. He owns his own business. He's quite cognitively and physically involved, but the family has worked really hard to create this business. He can shred physically. He shreds paper, and he's created this whole business around his ability to shred. And that's really who he is. That's his self-efficacy. It's his, what he's able to achieve, and he loves it. I mean, it's even talking about it, he brightens up. But that is what they've decided. That's what independence for their child, young adult meant to them. So that's what they created. But again, I just emphasize that it's going to be different for everybody.